We're pushing another update to Toolpath today, so let's dive in and take a look at what's changed. If you're new to Toolpath, not to worry. So much has changed over the last few weeks that this is going to serve as a good overview video as well. The only part I'll skip is how we can multi-upload our step files through email or drag and drop. That part of the video is done, and you can watch another video for that. Nothing's changed there in the last few weeks. What has changed is the summary tab. The first experience now shows the stock. So we've modeled the stock, and we've modeled the stock relative to the part, not relative to the work coordinating system. So I think that's pretty important. On this first summary tab, we're seeing the material needed to machine the part. The next tab, the tool tab, is demonstrating and showing which tools are going to be used based on your tool library to machine the part, and we're indicating whether or not the part is fully machinable with your tools. I think that's an important detail, and we can demonstrate that now by switching between cutting configs that include a set of tools. So take special note to the fact that we're using 11 tools now to fully machine the part. And if I switch the cutting config to this cutting config I created, just 6 tools to demonstrate what's happening. Now we can only 90% machine the surface areas on the part, and we're using 4 tools. So it's going to take longer. I've removed some large tools from the library, and I've also removed a chamfering tool, so there's a number of features that can no longer be machined. And I think that's an important thing to understand as we're looking at what Toolpath does. We're evaluating the part to ensure it's not only machinable, but it's machinable with the tooling you have in your shop. The next tab, the Setups tab, allows us to visualize which geometry is going to be machined in each setup. And I'm going to switch back to that config that can fully machine the part when we're doing this. So we can see a number of features being attacked from the first setup. We can see the features that will be machined, and we can flip over and see which features are going to be machined in the second setup. So as we're establishing our confidence and we say, yes, I have the stock, or I can get the stock to machine the part. I have the tooling, or I can get the tooling to machine the part. The setups are rational in the way that I would machine it. We'll move on to the strategy tab. This is a new tab, and on the strategy tab, we're showing what the system has decided in machining the part. So we can see the setups. In this case, there's 2 setups for this part that were automatically defined, and we can see now the operations and which geometry each one of those operations is going to be machined by simply clicking on it in the list. If we expand the list, we can see what cutting preset has been chosen and get some details around how we're going about cutting that feature, what style of toolpath is going to be used. And we'll continue making progress on this, but we think it's important to establish that confidence so that when you finally get to the estimating tab and you're looking at the dollars and the times associated with this estimate, you know what's been used to build up. So we constantly want to be sharing that homework with you, and over time allow you to guide the system to do the homework the way you want it to do, to program the part the way you want. So this last step is the estimate tab, where we start manipulating the dollars and the quantities to ensure that we've got a good understanding of the cost of the part if we can machine it with our tooling and we have the stock. The final step is a simplified way of getting this into Fusion. So we can simply copy the unique code from Toolpath. We'll move over to Fusion. In Fusion, we need the add-in. So if you haven't installed the add-in, we'll send some information on how to do that. And we'll simply say import program. We put the key in and we say OK. This process takes about 15 seconds, so I'll speed things up a bit and grab a drink of my coffee. All right, so we've pulled those toolpaths in. You saw them generating. If I expand out the setups, we can see the toolpaths. Fusion's just finishing up calculating the toolpath. All the selections were made by Toolpath, but Fusion needs to calculate the end toolpath. We can also see within our bodies, we've not only imported the step that was sent in to Toolpath when the part was uploaded, but we now have an optimized stock model that's native geometry in Fusion, so you can begin attaching and using joints to attach vices and that sort of thing. If we look at some of the toolpaths, we can select maybe one that's facing us here and pick one of these specific operations. It's nice to see that we are making native selections. So this shares all the homework in a way that you would do the homework in Fusion. So now you can go make your modifications, use the post that you trust, and get it to the machine. Well, I hope that was a help. A bit of an overview for new users and a highlight of the new features for the existing users. See you in the next one. Cheers.